Well, hello everybody, welcome back to ZvZ StarCraft YouTube. Pretty much what I do here is I cast StarCraft 2 games, obviously because this channel's called ZvZ StarCraft. What else would I be doing? Anyway, this is game 2 between Dyno in the top left-hand corner as Zerg and Karnyge in the bottom right-hand corner also as Zerg. This is labeled as game number 2. As I said at the end of game number 1, I don't know if that was actually game number 1 because game number 1 was officially supposed to be on Ohana, which is, in case you guys didn't know, this map. So, this might be game number 1, this might be game number 2. Hopefully it has a different outcome because Karnyge was the one that won game number 1. Anyway, Karnyge won with a convincing... What are they called again? Ultralisk rushes. I should probably know that because I am a Zerg player, but I don't use Ultralisks. In case you guys wanted to know that, and if you ever play me in the league, this is for the SC2 Gaming League, made by the beautiful people at unitedwebdesign.org. You can visit their website if you want. I'm sure it's pretty because, well, it should be, because there are website developer people. Anyway, it's headed by them, and then they invited other leagues into the fray of battle and glory. Anyway, I am ZvZ, in case you guys didn't know that, and I am mostly a Zerg player, and I'm casting these games because I want to. Haha. Anyway, I don't know what league these guys are in, so, judging by last game, I'm guessing that these guys are silver or gold level. If you guys are watching this, Karnyge or Dyno, and you're higher than silver or gold level, play better. Come on, man. Come on, give us a more convincing game. If you guys aren't, and if you're actually bronze, I just complimented you. So, feel complimented. I, myself, am solid silver. Just so you guys know my background. I don't play on ladder very often at all, but I love to play in leagues anyway because, well, I love dragging my team down. Yeah! Just kidding. Anyway, game number 2, I'm going to call it game number 2, is going to be on Ohana, and I think Dyno, after losing game number 1, this must be game number 2 because he's getting his speed a little bit earlier than he did in game number 1. And he's also expanding faster because he knows his opponent is going to be expanding as well. Karnyge, with his natural expansion already done. And I'm sorry, game number 1 was very long. So hopefully game number 2 will be much shorter, so that I can go to bed sooner. No, I'm not talking about bed. I never sleep anyway. I stay up all the time. I drink lots of Mountain Dew. By that I mean none. Anyway, with the natural expansion now done by Karnyge, he knows that there are Zerglings on the way because his overlords told him. They radioed in their secret little transmission frequencies that overlords have for their own people. Am I even in everyone mode? I am. Wow, I was wondering why there's so much gray around. But we're only 5 minutes into the game. There's not a lot of creep spread between the two bases. So yeah, what's on the way? Almost link speed done for both of these players. Metabolic boost is what it's called for those of you who don't play Zerg. But that is the icon for link speed. You probably know that. You guys, if you guys are watching me, you most likely have already seen Husky, you've already seen Size StarCraft, you've already seen HD or Day 9. If you are already watching me, you've already seen those guys, because otherwise, you wouldn't have even known that this exists. Pretty much. You probably wouldn't even know that StarCraft 2 exists. So Karnyge is going to try poking in here. And Dyno's gonna have a whole bunch of links. And Karnyge has nothing to answer for this. He's got a spine crawler on the way and 8 lings. This is probably gonna be an early GG from Karnyge, but he does have a nice wall done. He's gonna meander his drones away from the natural, and he's gonna block off the ramp with his queens and some lings, which is gonna be nice. But that is a lot of Lings in Karnyge's natural. Even if he is able to fend this off, he's probably not going to be able to do much else in this game. And he's getting his transfuses off though, but this queen is going to die before this transfuse is ready. Oh, last second transfuse, but it's all to naught. But these Lings actually come in at the end. Karnyge is putting up quite the fight, even though his natural is going down. And Dyno has just the perfect amount of Lings at that ramp, and the perfect amount of Lings on the natural base. And here comes the big push. I mean, Karnyge has lots of drones to be able to deal with this, and Dyno doesn't even have anything at his natural. And he barely has anything at his main. I mean, if Dyno actually fends this off with just drones and Lings, he can pull himself back into this game, but oh, that's a lot of drones being lost. I mean, he's got 6 Lings in his main, 5 Lings now, and that's just too many. Oh no, 3-2. Oh, but there comes another wave. Yep, Dyno pretty much has this game in the bag. He is not letting Karnyge beef up at all in his macro. Look at that. Oh man, but I'll tell you what, Karnyge is fighting this game to the bitter end. He knows Dyno doesn't have much of anything, but now Karnyge has less than not much of anything. Okay, well that was game number 2. So apparently, I'm just going to call it game number 2. I don't care if it was game number 1. I don't care if it was game number 1 or 2. I'm just going to call it game number 2 because, well, it was labeled as game number 2, and we're going to go on to game number 3. And I knew there was game number 3, and so now Karnyge won 1. And Dyno won 1. So yeah, moving on to game number 3. I'll see you there.